The gateway to the West is the gateway to the best in St. Louis. The Barnstormer himself, Kurt Warner, closing the decade with the greatest show on turf. These are the 1999 St. Louis Rams. How about those Dallas Cowboys? With Jimmy Johnson and the triplets, Dallas was more than champions. 92 was the beginning of a dynasty. These are the 1992 Dallas Cowboys. Texas Stadium in Arlington is home to one of the greatest dynasties in NFL history and the site of today's NFC Wildcard between the 99 Rams and the 92 Cowboys. Hall of Fame quarterbacks Kurt Warner and Troy Aikman meet from beautiful Arlington, Texas, and the sensational football team in Dallas, NFC East champs led by Michael Irvin the Playmaker, play host to the greatest show on turf. An incredible showdown with the winner to San Francisco for the divisional round. We are underway for the NFC playoffs between the 99 Rams and the 92 Cowboys. I'm Nick Rice, joined alongside Hank Cinnamon for this incredible showdown. These two teams go down as history as two of the greats of all time. It's a shame that one of them will be eliminated today, making for a great battle this afternoon. Hakeem over the middle on the first pass of the playoffs is good for 13 and a first down.
One of the great things about this matchup here is you've got the greatest show on turf versus the dynasty of the 90s, just to see who's going to be the big daddy of all of these franchises. It's just going to be such a great game to watch.
And St. Louis very easily could have been the dynasty of the late 90s and early 2000s had it not been for injuries and the departure of one of the great coaches in that franchise, Dick Vermeil. This was a short-lived team from 99 really to 2001, but they certainly were an outstanding offense and the best in football in 99, making for quite the matchup today.
Oh, when you look at the early 2000s, 99, 2000, and 01, you had Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, and then Kurt Warner again being the MVPs of the season. So that's pretty exciting when it comes to a franchise like that, having a three-peat MVP performance.
Ironically, an early false start on that St. Louis offense. But Dallas will certainly have their hands full against this incredible offense today. Warner fakes the handoff to Falk. He's going deep to the rookie. Holt spins away at the 20, and Torrey Holt is in for a touchdown. Fitting that the Rams score on their first drive of the game.
Torrey big game Holt on that seam route early in the game, the go route, just getting away from the defender and then showboating his way into the end zone. A great way to show some disrespect to your opponent. I like it.
Extra point from Wilkins is good. Plenty of moxie for this Rams offense too. A unit that was as good as anybody in the greatest team season. Now it's the Cowboys' turn. Martin gets under it 2 yards deep and will return across the 20. Evades the first defender and is spun down by Lee at the 27-yard line. Dallas, not quite as big of a storyline offensively, but they have the triplets out there. Hall of Famers Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin to work with. Aikman will look towards one of them and was just able to get rid of it. DeMarco Farr supplied the pressure that time.
Some people say that Troy Aikman might not have deserved that Hall of Fame honor because his statistics aren't really that great. What you have to understand was that the 90s was really a different time, and the fact that he won 3 Super Bowls gives them that edge over someone who may not have won that many Super Bowls.
Part of what gave Aikman that edge was the excellent play of that offensive line. Let's look at just how long they gave Aikman time to throw that football. It was an incredible job by the guys up front on just a 2-man rush as well.
Yeah, but I mean, if you rush 2 guys, you're not really going to get that much pressure on the quarterback. He's going to have a long time back there unless your offensive line is garbage.
And that line certainly was not garbage. They had a couple of Pro Bowlers inside. Emmitt Smith against that O-line was one of the best in NFL history and the all-time leading rusher. Emmitt Smith, Pro Bowlers Mark Stepnoski and Nate Newton headline the guys up front, joined by an Eric Williams at tackle and Mark Toutier. Just an incredible unit, 1 through 5. Screen pass to Smith. He follows those blocks at the 50 and has got the first down. After the Rams touchdown, Dallas with a great response to the St. Louis 44.
Emmitt Smith looking like he might be Marshall Faulk out there catching passes out of the backfield. That's what excelled with Marshall Faulk. Let's see what Emmitt Smith can do.
Well, he is spelled in favor of Richards. Different guy, but the same result. The Rams have to feel pretty frustrated. This team really struggles to defend the run. That's St. Louis. And the Cowboys, between the teeth of that defense, have had very little resistance. And Dallas enjoys a fresh set of downs. Smith is back in there on a 1st and 10. They'll give him a call, and he is stuck at the line with Clemens on the tackle.
See, that's what happens when you get a bunch of guys in the box. You stop the run. Maybe if they put guys in the box to stop the pass, Troy Aikman won't have 10 seconds back there.
Well, certainly looks like it boded better for him on that play, but Richards gains 8 off tackle. The second-year man from Pittsburgh, part of a top 10 running game. That's Dallas this season. And that is the matchup going in. That was the headline and basically what most likely will be the difference in the game. The Cowboys running game against the porous St. Louis run defense. Over the post, Martin is down to the 5-yard line. A strike of 19, and it's 1st and goal.
Great play action fake, roll out, having a guy over the middle, playing zone defense. No one's covering him. A great completion right there.
The Rams did a good job on that play, defending with 7 guys in the box, and they have a similar formation on the 2nd and goal play. They'll pitch it to Smith. He gets a block of the 2 and is in for the touchdown.
Great job by the offensive line up front, sucking up blocks from defensive players, and great job by Emmitt Smith getting his way into the end zone with the juke moves and the spin 360 moves. Great job by him.
This offense, when they get those guys up front rolling downhill, they're almost impossible to stop. And the St. Louis defense desperately did the best they could, but couldn't slow down Smith. And it seems that's been the story all year, Hank. The running game for Dallas, led by Emmitt Smith, has been among the best in football. The Rams are going to really have their hands full. Speaking of that, Falk is buried by Jones for a loss on the Rams' beginning of their next drive.
Yeah, but when you have those big guys with Dallas, I mean, I'd hate to be a defensive player that has to worry about getting sucked up by one of those offensive linemen. Just like terrible 300-pound guys going downfield to just block you. That's got to be terrifying.
Larry Brown, a terrifying end to this St. Louis drive, picks off Kurt Warner. First turnover of the game. It's on just their 2nd play of the drive, and Brown read that one all the way.
Larry Brown, of course, was the Super Bowl MVP of Super Bowl 30, which would be the future of him because he's being taken from the past. Great interception there to kill that drive.
Yeah, he really was just a young and emerging player in 92. To the end zone for Harper. He makes the terrific catch. Touchdown, Cowboys.
A defense that's just been on their feet and not really doing that much with the back against the wall after a turnover, really being susceptible for a deep touchdown. A big play for Dallas getting that touchdown to go up 7 points.
Kurt Warner threw just 10 interceptions the entire season. And that wasn't just a turnover a play ago, but it was a backbreaker, giving the Cowboys a short field, and they took advantage. St. Louis begins their 3rd drive off of the touchback at their own 20-yard line. Here's Warner following the turnover. He shoots it deep and finds Hakeem, who was a big play receiver during the regular year. Nortman makes the stop on a big pickup for St. Louis.
In most cases, I'd be worried if I went down 7 points to a home team in a playoff game. But the Rams are such a good offense that it doesn't seem to matter what kind of hole they're in. They'll probably be able to get themselves out of it.
Yeah, only New England and San Francisco had a better total offense than St. Louis in 99. So, of course, if anyone can keep pace with the triplets, it's got to be Warner and the offense that they put together in 1999. They'll go draw with Marshall Faulk inside, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. We have reached the end of one from Arlington, Texas. The Rams have more yards, but the Cowboys have more points in a riveting battle between these two Super Bowl champs. And as both teams switch sides, the greatest show on turf begins the second quarter at their own 46-yard line with 3rd and 7. This team has been so good all year on 3rd down, and Warner's going deep, but that is broken up by Washington. An outstanding job by the former UCLA Bruin, and Rick Tutton checks in the punt.
I feel like that's a good idea for the Rams, going for deep on 3rd down and long. I don't think that they're going to be as good of a running team as they're going to be a passing team, because you're not going to be as good of a running team as they were a passing team, because you remember their whole offense was built on deep passes.
Right, and that really has been a storyline we've talked about most of this year, Hank, about teams on 3rd and long settling for short throws in front of the chains. Why even throw the ball at all if you're going to design a play short of the 1st down? The Rams tried to get it all on that 3rd down a play ago. Aikman finds Irvin past the chains there. Gain of 10 and a 1st down.
I'll completely agree with that. I hate it when on 3rd and long, a quarterback throws 3 yards down the field and you're just like, why did you do that? You might as well have thrown deep, or you might as well have just punted on that play instead of throwing short.
Well, in this Norv Turner-led offense, the 92 Cowboys, with Michael Irvin, but even an Alvin Harper, this team was not dinking and dunking. When they had Emmitt Smith going, they had an opportunity to take those deep shots. We haven't seen too much of that conservative play out of Aikman and the Cowboys throughout the course of this year. We'll see if they dial it up on a 3rd and 3. From the 39, Aikman with plenty of time fires downfield, and a leaping Michael Irvin's got the 1st down. Light, a Pro Bowl corner, was on the coverage. No match for the playmaker there.
What a spectacular catch, and what was seemingly looking like double coverage. Excellent job by Michael Irvin keeping that ball down and not even dropping it. Great hands.
Incredible year for Todd Light, and he was blanketing Michael Irvin on that play, but the playmaker was just a little bit better on that one. Typical throughout an incredible year. Novacek makes the catch, and it's another 1st down. And so far through about a quarter and a half, the Cowboys have gained more yards, more 1st downs, which was a number that we did not anticipate coming in against this legendary offense, arguably the greatest offense in NFL history for a single season. Smith gains 5 on the check down there.
Well, it all has to do with the fact that Aikman has been making smart decisions. Their play calling has been very sound. Guys haven't been dropping passes. Guys have been getting open. Except for
well, so much for that. Tajay Allen, very well covered on Calvin Martin, picks off the quarterback, and St. Louis has the ball back again with 2:32 to go in the half.
And I guess the jinx is in there. Didn't expect that to happen.
1st and 10. Warner throws the screen, and Falk's got a lot of room. He shakes a tackle, foot race for Falk, and he is finally dragged down. That's Smith with the tackle on a 37-yard pass play.
Unlike what happened on that St. Louis drive where they threw an interception in their own territory, Dallas threw an interception in St. Louis's territory. That's a little more unacceptable, because you at least want to get points on every drive, and that's just going to kill momentum in your case. Great catch by Marshall Faulk there.
Well, in terms of versatility, there was basically no one better than a Marshall Faulk. He was so good, and in the greatest team season, he's been basically unguardable. 2nd and 10. He'll get the call inside and is stacked up after a short gain. And now the Rams with under 2 to go. An interesting play call here from Dick Vermeil and coordinator Mike Martz. No huddle on a 3rd and 8 at the Dallas 35. Warner gets rid of it over the middle to Robert Holcomb. And as this play is close to the first down, the officials will bring in the chain game.
I think he got it there. But when you think about Marshall Faulk, you think about him as a Ram. Most people forget that he was originally a member of the Indianapolis Colts with Peyton Manning and seemingly did a decent job with him as a running back.
Yeah, the Rams, with a few interesting decisions, turned from late in the 1990s as, by many accounts, the worst team in the decade to becoming Super Bowl champs. I mean, they really turned things around in a hurry, and Falk spark plug that turnaround for that offense. Incompletion, knocked away by Washington with 1:17 left. The Rams and Cowboys have all their timeouts. It'll be interesting to see how they use that, as it appears Tom Nutton jumped early for St. Louis.
You see, that makes sense because they're the visiting team. I hate it when you're the home team and your offensive line false starts because it's supposed to be quiet when your offense is on the field.
You know, these are only the greatest coaches and the greatest players of all time, Hank. I mean, it's a lot to expect for them not to jump early. Watson down to about the 14-yard line and another no huddle.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just feel the offensive lineman under pressure. You know, you're in a stance, and sometimes you just fall backwards a little bit, I guess.
I mean, these are only Hall of Fame guys we're expecting to stay on sides, am I right? As the field goal from Jeff Wilkins is good, and the Rams offense capitalizes on the turnover with 3 points.
Well, it's better than no points, with which the Dallas Cowboys had on the last drive. They played relatively smart with the ball. One pass that was maybe ill-advised, that was batted down, but at least you got points on the drive, and you might be going into halftime down by 4 points at the best, probably, barring a turnover.
51 seconds in all of their timeouts. Certainly a good opportunity for Dallas to put up some points on the drive, but it appears they'll go backwards.
Well, I mean, you're running the ball, so it doesn't seem like you're actually trying to get points unless you're trying to catch the Rams slipping. It seems like you're trying to get into halftime. We'll see how Dallas manages their timeouts, but with 47 seconds left, you could try to do something.
They'll run the ball inside with Hall of Famer Emmitt Smith. Timeout called by head coach Jimmy Johnson. For those of you just joining us, the Cowboys scored on their first 2 drives of the game. A lengthy touchdown march, and then following a Warner turnover, another scoring drive with a Michael Irvin touchdown to cap it off. But Dallas has cooled off a bit here to close the half, and barring a big play, it appears St. Louis is going to get the ball back off of Cowboy timeouts. Here's Smith on the counter. Indeed, Carter got him. Timeout Dick Vermeil, and St. Louis, they've got a shot here with about a half minute to go.
Yeah, see, I don't understand Dallas running 3 straight run plays and then calling 2 timeouts. You're giving St. Louis a huge advantage by having 2 timeouts with around 26 seconds left.
If any team could score in this sort of scenario, it is the greatest show on turf. Warner on a quick drop, throws a slant to Bruce. It is complete, but not for much. Timeout Rams.
Might be setting up for a possible Hail Mary. Just make sure you don't turn the ball over. That's all you really have to do.
Well, Warner hangs on to it, but is taken down for a Cowboy sack. Tony Casillas wraps him up. And now it appears St. Louis is in dire straits, out of timeouts. From the 36, Warner against the corner blitz. He throws it short, and the end of this half has been really unwatchable for the Rams. They'll go into the break down by 4, it appears, barring a big play here. And for St. Louis, their offense, which scored 22 a game, 3rd in total offense, just hasn't looked like themselves in the first half of this one, down 4 on the road.
That passing play, that screen pass to Holt, man, that could have turned out bad.
Well, I'm sure they're excited to be down only 4 considering their struggles since the opening drive. We've reached the break in one of the greatest matchups of the NFC playoffs. The triplets against the greatest show on turf. A great football game as advertised coming in. It's Dallas 14, St. Louis 10. And away we go in the wild card round. Second half underway in the battle to determine the greatest team in NFL history. And it is a shame that the loser of this one's one and done. You look at the scoreboard and it's basically even. Stats across the board about identical between these two clubs. Turnovers the same, yards basically the same. Evenly fought matchup between these two outstanding clubs. First down, and Aikman will come out throwing. He finds Novacek, the all-pro tight end, for a first down to begin the second half.
The Rams have been playing a zone in the middle. That's how Novacek was able to be that open. The play action sucked the linebackers in, though, so that definitely helped.
Aikman's pass to Martin falls incomplete. Now, ironically, these two legendary teams did not finish the year playing their best football, especially St. Louis. Since their blistering 8-1 start, the team went just 3-4 to close the regular season. An uncharacteristic 8-8 regular season for Dallas, including losses in 3 of their last 4. The talent is there, but in the greatest team season, you got to bring it every week. And down the stretch, neither one of these teams look very sharp. We'll see which one can pick it up in the second half. But the 92 Cowboys have something going right now, leading by 4. Against the blitz, Aikman finds Novacek again. First down to the 25. That's Devin Bush on the tackle for St. Louis.
Novacek has been open twice on this drive. What that tells me for the Dallas Cowboys is the Rams don't take him seriously, so keep throwing to him.
Novacek is in the block. Off the play fake. That pass is caught by Johnston. What a play. And the fullback is taken down to the 2. 23 yards to the Moose. First and goal down.
Yeah, I mean, going out in the flats, Aikman's under pressure, catches the ball in front of the linebacker, and is able to rumble inside the 5. Great play for Johnston.
Johnston with only 13 catches all year, but maybe the biggest of at least the drive for Dallas right there. First and goal, he releases a jump pass towards the end zone, and that was knocked away easily by Clemens. Second and goal now for a team in Dallas that was one of the best red zone offenses in the entire league this season. They'll give it to the fullback, and Johnston dives in for the touchdown.
And of course, we can see why. Look at your backs. You've got Moose Johnston and you've got Emmitt Smith. 2 really sound guys when it comes to running the football. There's a reason why they were so good inside the 5-yard line.
Dallas also second in the league in third down percentage. A lot of those third and fourth and shorts running the ball was what helped them keep so many drives alive for this offense. Horn downs the ball for a touchback. And the Rams have got their work cut out for them against this talented Dallas defense. Down by 11, 3:28 to go in the third. The greatest show on turf wants to win this game. They certainly, you have to believe, need to do something on this drive. Falk meets Norton after a gain of 5.
Yeah, you've got to get some kind of points before the start of the fourth quarter, or else it's looking like they're going to stay behind with Dallas doing so well on offense recently.
Corner blitz, Warner guns it deep to Holcomb. That's a first down to the fullback on a gain of 20.
Love seeing them get the fullbacks involved in this game since it's such a dying breed today. Love seeing the big men get the ball.
Well, that makes for more catches since the opening drive for him versus Isaac Bruce, who was Warner's favorite target all year. Warner flips it to Williams, the tight end, who runs out after the gain of 5.
And it's really good that Warner has been making sure that he's been throwing to his guys and not throwing to the other team, making sound passes, hopefully not jinxing him here.
Check down to Watson here. Well, if you look at the numbers, the storyline's been very clear as of late. The Cowboys have not given up anything deep since that opening Torrey Holt 52-yard touchdown. It's been a lot of dink and dunk for Warner. He throws a short. Falk in space is down by Norton after a 16-yard gain and a third down conversion. But it seems pretty clear Kurt Warner, the best yard per attempt quarterback in football. He was a home run threat every time he threw the ball, but they forced him into short throws. Here's another one to Williams and a gain of about 6.
Hey, you take it however you can get it. If guys are open short, throw it to them short. If they're open deep, take your shots.
It's working out for him on this drive until Warner throws one to Vincent Smith, his second interception today, and the linebacker with a huge return is down inside of the 40.
Looking at this play, the pressure was in his face early, caused the throw to be too short and too far to the inside. Luckily, Marshall Faulk is fast enough to catch up to him, but a huge mistake for the Rams.
Well, as mentioned, this team did such a good job avoiding the turnover, especially Warner. That Dallas defense. Now, it was a lot like a no-name defense. There weren't many headliners in 92. That was pre-Deion Sanders on this defense. Aikman taken down here for a sack by DeMarco Farr. But that Dallas defense was the best overall in 1992. And they, as a unit, were very good and very well coached, led by coordinator Dave Wanstead, a future NFL head coach. Aikman throws one away. That's a 3-and-out for the offense. But that Dallas defense has done a great job through the first 3 quarters of this one.
And hey, it was a 3-and-out on this drive, but your defense stepped up when the Rams were rolling to attempt to try to score a touchdown or get some points. A punt isn't a horrible thing for you in that situation. You still control an 11-point lead.
Right. The 99 Rams scored 33 points per game in that Super Bowl season. They've been held to 10 today. Falk gains a couple out to the 24-yard line.
And for the Rams, I mean, it might sound cliche. You got to score on this drive. You've been dilly-dallying around for the last 2.5 quarters. You got to get to business.
Well, to think St. Louis began the game with that emphatic statement touchdown drive, and then they've had another half dozen possessions littered with punts, turnovers, and very disappointing drives. We'll see if they can get something going in the fourth quarter as we're nearing the end of 3 and what is a 2-possession Dallas lead. And really, to me, the difference and the real turning point of the game was that interception from a leaping Larry Brown, which led to the touchdown to close the first quarter. Kroll makes the grab to close the third with Dallas in front, 21-10. Into the fourth quarter, the NFC Wildcard and the Cowboys are in control. And here we go. Nick Rice, Hank Cinnamon, start of the fourth of the NFC Wildcard playoffs, and Williams has got a first down. A block to the 40, and Roland Williams, the best receiving player on the field today for St. Louis. First down, Rams.
Like that block right there by Isaac Bruce. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but allowing his tight end, Roland Williams, to get more yardage into Dallas territory.
The Rams have done a good job in this half entering Dallas territory, but have not been able to finish that one, or numerous drives off of points. Casillas was almost the last defender on that Falk run. It's a gain of 5. Rams in the fourth have marched into field goal range. Warner hit as he throws. Deep ball to Holt. He gets by the defense and scores the St. Louis touchdown.
2 deep touchdowns by Torrey Big Game Holt here. Nice pass rush by Dallas, but unable to tackle the receiver, Torrey Holt. A nice touchdown and a nice try to get back in this game with this 2-point conversion.
2-pointer, here's Warner. He looks and flips it in to Justin Watson. An 8-point drive. You mentioned it, Hank. They got to score in this possession, and they did just that. 21-18 now after the throw from Warner.
Now your defense has to pick up where they left off on Dallas's last drive, cause a 3-and-out, and just use your offense to control the clock to try to get more points.
Martin from a yard deep skirts through a hole and is wrapped up at the 27-yard line. The 92 Cowboys, their problem have been delivering in the clutch all year, where this team is just 1-7 in one-possession games. The Rams, meanwhile, are 8-4 in such one-possession ball games. Aikman checked down to Johnston. He makes the catch but is out of bounds. That's been the story for him all year. We'll see if the Cowboys can hang on here, up by as much as 11 in this fourth quarter. 2nd and 10 from their own 27.
This is kind of strange territory for a team that's leading at this position. You don't know if you're trying to drain clock up 3 or if you're trying to be more aggressive and get more points. Usually when the time starts going down to around 2 minutes, you're trying to drain clock, but this is a different animal right here.
And this offense can really do both. Emmitt Smith on the call, now with 58 yards rushing, has done a good job. Certainly hasn't put together the sort of headline run, but has done enough to keep the Cowboys in front of the chains. First down to the 41. They'll keep it on the ground with Smith, and this time the Rams are all over it. Jeff Zigonina makes his first tackle of the ballgame.
Great job making that tackle for the Rams, making sure you're keeping them behind the first down marker, making sure you're making stops here.
Aikman hit as he throws, and Harper was one fingertip away from a huge catch. Let's check out that play again. This is one Harper would love to have back. I mean, hit him in the worst spot, right in the hands. Incomplete.
That would have been demoralizing for the Rams, because now you'd be trying to stop them to possibly make a field goal. If they got a touchdown there, I'm not going to say the game is definitely going to be over, but there's a good chance that it will be. I know from past experience not to call it that anymore.
Yeah, we've been burned a little too much on that, and that certainly brings me memories of a game earlier this year for these Cowboys, where they led the Chiefs with under a half-minute left and wound up losing in overtime to McCoy and Kansas City. Now, St. Louis has much more time than that. 2:27 left, all your timeouts. Well, the Rams, the opportunity's there. We'll see if they can capitalize. Warner's pass is batted down. Tony Tolbert got a hand on it, joined by Charles Haley up front.
Usually the best way, if you can't get to the quarterback, just put your hands up, block the ball. Incomplete.
Casillas swallows up the running back there, Justin Watson. And right before the 2-minute warning, Rams will face a 3rd and 9 yards to go. A quick throw to Hakeem and a first down for St. Louis. That Dallas defense facing the greatest show on turf here. They're reeling right now on the conversion to Hakeem.
One of the most demoralizing things for a defense is you've got them in 3rd and long, and you just allow a first down conversion on 3rd down. Just not what you want to see.
A check down to Ricky Prohl, who's wrapped up with a 45. A demoralizing start to this drive for the Cowboys, where it just seems that they can't get to Kurt Warner. He nearly got sacked right there, but Prohl makes the catch and gains another 16. Their kicker, St. Louis veteran Jeff Wilkins, has a season long of 51. From here, this would be 46. Warner's taken down for a sack, and that'll push him out of field goal range. Loss of 6.
Yeah, but they could still try to get into it. It's only 2nd down, so I wouldn't be worried if I was the Rams.
Well, there's Torrey Holt, who's made big plays seemingly all day. In fact, that catch puts him over 100 yards for St. Louis this afternoon. Warner on a first down. Fires downfield. It's underthrown, and Holt has picked him off. And he runs out of bounds at the 6-yard line. A disastrous throw for Warner, his 3rd pick of the ballgame.
It just didn't even need to happen. You got to try to slow play a defense like Dallas by trying to at least run the football. Isaac Bruce hasn't done anything in this game. It didn't even look like he was trying to catch that ball. He just let Holt intercept it right there.
A brutal turnover. First interception from Isiak Holt, the veteran corner out of Alcorn State, since week 3. Now with the Cowboys in possession and the lead, they need just one first down, and this game's basically over. Here's Smith. and he is spilled to the 12. If the Rams make the stop here, they'll get the ball back with an opportunity to tie or take the lead late. Emmitt Smith, today's player of the game, has run for nearly 70 yards and has certainly kept this team in front of the chains. They'll give it to him, and Smith this time couldn't make the play. It appears the Cowboys got caught with a hold.
And I would say you decline this if I'm the Rams, and that's huge for them because now you at least get the ball back, but it still doesn't make up for bad play calling and bad passes by Kurt Warner. He should be better than that.
If anyone can do that, it is Kurt Warner. Rams also hold on to that timeout because of the penalty. Hakeem on the return, motors to the 45, giving this offense an opportunity here with 43 seconds. I mean, considering where that interception was, it's amazing they have a very similar shot here with the timeout too. Warner on a deep drop. He's looking and throwing deep. A bit underthrown, and Holt, who had the interception, knocks that one away.
Yeah, if that ends up being a touchback, you're in a very different situation because it goes out to the 20 and you might punt longer in that situation.
Yeah, that helped him with 14 yards of field position. Warner threw one short. It just seems Kurt Warner is a little off today, but he'll have a chance to bounce back on this 3rd and 10. From the 45 on a quick drop, he throws the slant. Holt stumbles but makes the catch. And now they face 4th and 3, and this really is for the game.
Yep, 3 yards to try to get a first down. Great catch by Torrey Holt going to the ground.
Oh, they're going to settle for a field goal here. 54 yards from Wilkins. It's high enough, it's long enough, and the kick is no good.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
That can't be how the season ends for the Rams. Jeff Wilkins, they bring in with all the playmakers on offense. They bring in this kicker who struggled all year, and he blows one off the left side. It looked good, and then it's some late in that kick, drifts left. Yeah, the Cowboys, barring a disaster here, they're going to come away with a 3-point win, and Jeff Wilkins was the guy they leaned on with the game on the line.
And I would have trusted Kurt Warner throwing it deep more than that, but good win for Dallas.
The 1992 Cowboys limped into the postseason, but pull off an upset win over the greatest show on turf. Our final score from Arlington, Dallas 21, St. Louis 18. The 92 Cowboys and the Triplets head to Candlestick next week for a divisional showdown between bitter rivals, the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers.
Hello everyone, this is Hank with the PR52 YouTube channel. For the last 16 years, I've been rooting on the Eagles and posting videos on YouTube. I'm the best Eagles fan that there's ever been, and I'm always positive.
Opening.
Oh my god, dude, that was such a stupid throw!
5 minutes later.
Why are you celebrating? It's 17-3, and there's 2 minutes left to go in the goddamn game. We're not gonna win this. Just give the ref back the ball. And I am such a nice guy. Trust me, bro. Why would you pass the ball 2 yards on 4th and 10? If you'd like, I have a YouTube channel called PR52. 52 because that was the best Super Bowl year. That's being completely objective as well. I also have a podcast called Throwing Snowballs Podcast, where I talk about mostly the Philadelphia Eagles and other varying sports topics. I also operate a Tecmo Super Bowl simulation league called the Best Team Football League, or the BTFL, which takes players from the NFL and puts them together in order to gain the prize of who is the best team in history. Winner, of course, wins the Tecmo Best Bowl and is commented over by a wide variety of YouTubers and internet personalities in a sort of NFL primetime-esque highlight format. Excuse me, I'm recording right now. Oh, sorry. Oh.
Get off me!
Well, I hope you enjoy and check me out and subscribe to my videos. Oh, wait, sorry, we're recording. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.